सृजनशीलताको नौलो आयाम, नवीन विषय, नवीन प्रस्तुति, कार्यक्रम नवोदय संगालो, सृजनशील विद्यार्थीहरूको आवाज।
मात्र रेडियो मकवानपुर 101.3 मेगाहर्ट्जमा हरेक शुक्रबार साँझ 7 बजे। मेरो जीवनको
Good evening everybody. Today we students of Navodaya are back with another episode of Navodaya Sangalo. You can hear us every Friday at 7 p.m. on Radio Makwanpur 101.3 MHz. In the previous episode, our friends talked about the books Udan by Vijay Sapkota and Dosi Chasma by B.P. Koirala. In today's episode, we are going to discuss cloning, its application, pros and cons. So first of all, let us introduce ourselves. So hello everyone, this is me Sainka Shrestha, a student of Navodaya Sishu Sadan, studying in grade 8A.
Hello everyone, it's me Anushka Pandit. I am a student of grade 8A from Navodaya Sishu Sadan.
So hello and namaste everyone. My name is Aryan Thakur. I am a student of class 8A in Navodaya Sishu Sadan and also the president of the Navodaya Science Club.
Hello everyone, my name is Krizma Aral and I study in grade 6B in Navodaya Sishu Sadan.
Today we are here to discuss gene cloning. So friends, do you know what gene cloning actually is?
As far as I have known, it is like doing a photocopy. It makes many copies of a single document. Similarly, cloning is the process of making the copy for a living organism, cells and tissues but from their genes.
Yes, you are absolutely right. Sainka, are you familiar with cloning?
Yes, simply cloning means to make a copy, whereas gene means the basic unit of heredity that occupies a specific location on chromosome. That is, it transfers parents' character to the children's. For example, if both of your parents have green eyes, you might inherit the trait of green eyes from them. Genes aren't just found in humans, but also in all animals, and plants have genes too.
Also, the cloning is a process of generating a genetically identical copy of a cell or an organism. Molecular cloning is a set of experimental methods in molecular biology that are used to assemble recombinant DNA molecules and to direct their replication within the host organisms.
So basically, it is the process of generating a genetically identical copy of a cell or an organism.
Yes, now you know about gene cloning, right?
Yes, but I have a question. Do you know what are the steps of cloning? Like what are the different things involved in cloning and how it is done, etc.?
As far as I know, there are 5 steps of gene cloning.
May I know the steps?
First of all, isolation of donor DNA fragments or a gene is done. After that, the selection of suitable vector and mixing of donor DNA fragment into the vector. Then transformation of the recombinant vector into a suitable host cell. And last, isolation of the recombinant host cell are the 5 steps of gene cloning. Aryan, am I correct?
Yes, Sainka, you are absolutely correct. These are the 5 steps of gene cloning which are being used.
Wait guys, before moving forward, can anyone share me the wonderful history of cloning? When was it first performed? Who discovered this technique?
Aryan brother, can you share the wonderful history of cloning so that we all can know about it?
Yes, sure. The first study of cloning took place in 1885 when German scientist Hans Adolf Eduard Drisk began researching reproduction. In 1902, he was able to create a set of twin salamanders by dividing an embryo into 2 separate viable embryos, according to the Genetic Science Learning Center. On July 5, 1996, Dolly the sheep, the first mammal to have been successfully cloned from an adult cell, was born at the Roslin Institute in Scotland. Originally code named 6LL3, the cloned lamb was named after singer and actress Dolly Parton. Dolly was important because she was the first mammal to be cloned from an adult cell. Her birth proved that specialized cells could be used to create an exact copy of the animal they came from.
A very warm thank you to Aryan brother, because it was a nice experience to learn about the history of cloning. Also, I want to add some more about the history of cloning. Dolly the sheep was announced to the world in a paper published in 1997 in the journal Nature titled Viable Offspring Derived from Fetal and Adult Mammalian Cells.
Okay, then can anyone tell me about Dolly the sheep? I want to know more about it. I find it fascinating how humans can clone an entire animal.
Okay, I will tell you about the Dolly the sheep. Actually, Dolly was announced to the world on 22nd February 1997 to a frenzy of media attention. The Rosling team chose to make the announcement as this time to coincide with the publication of the scientific paper which describes the experiments that produced her. Dolly captured the public's imagination, no small feat for the sheep, and sparked a public debate about the possible benefits and dangers of cloning.
Oh, okay then, but is Dolly the sheep still alive?
No, Dolly the sheep was just 6.5 years old when she died. Over half the age most sheep live to. Yet despite her relative youth, she was also thought to be suffering from osteoarthritis, knee pain, a disease usually found in much older sheep. Dolly was the first animal to be cloned from a fully grown adult, and some speculated that this meant her biological age, means how old her DNA was effectively older than her chronological age, means how long she had been alive.
And where did she live her entire life? And what about her offspring?
Dolly lived her entire life at the Roslin Institute in Midlothian. There she was bred with a Welsh mountain ram and produced 6 lambs in total. Her first lamb, named Bonnie, was born in April 1998. The next year, Dolly produced twin lambs, Sally and Rosie, and she gave birth to triplets, Lucy, Darcy and Cotton in 2000.
Aryan, I must say you that you have done a quite bit of research.
Thank you for that. I find this topic very interesting, so I was into it since the day we have selected the topic.
I know. Dolly the sheep was first to be cloned, but what was the second animal to be cloned? Does anybody know about it?
A pair of newborn cloned calves in a cowshed in Ishikawa, Japan on July 5, 1998. They were born exactly 2 years after Dolly, the British sheep that made history by becoming the first clone of an adult animal. They are second adult animal clones and were produced by a similar technique. The modern era of laboratory cloning began in 1958 when F.C. Stetward cloned carrot plants from mature single cell placed in a nutrient culture containing hormones. The first cloning of animal cell took place in 1964 when John B. The first successful cloning of mammals was achieved nearly 20 years later when scientists in both Switzerland and the United States successfully cloned mice using a method similar to Jordan approach, but their method required one extra step.
Friends, do you know for what purposes gene cloning is being used?
Yes, there are various possible applications of gene cloning. Gene cloning produces copies of genes or segments of DNA. Reproductive cloning produces the copies of whole animals. Therapeutic cloning produces the embryonic stem cells for experiments aimed at creating tissues to replace injured or diseased tissues. Gene cloning plays an important role in the synthesis of vitamins, hormones, and antibiotics. Different genes for the treatment of diseases like cystic fibrosis and many other diseases.
Oh, thank you. Now I'm clear about where gene cloning is used for. But I still have one query. Do you know who invented gene cloning?
Stanley Cohen was the first scientist to transplant genes from one living organism to another, a fundamental discovery for genetic engineering.
Wait, I guess you forgot Herbert Boyer. Stanley Cohen and Herbert Boyer both were the first scientists.
Oh, then both Stanley Cohen and Herbert Boyer were the first scientists to transplant genes from one living organism to other.
Yeah, that's true.
Do you know what things can be cloned, guys?
Yeah. I think genes, cells, tissues can be cloned, right?
Yes, you are correct, but even whole animals can be cloned.
Oh, that is some interesting fact.
Do clones ever occur naturally? Does anybody have information about it?
Yes, in nature some plants and single-celled organisms such as bacteria produce genetically identical offspring through a process called asexual reproduction. In asexual reproduction, a new individual is generated from a copy of a single cell from the parent organism.
I now know the steps of cloning, but can somebody elaborate?
Sorry, Charisma, I'm also confused about this topic.
Okay, so according to the various research, researchers routinely used cloning techniques to make copies of genes that they wish to study. The procedure consists of inserting a gene from one organism, often referred to as foreign DNA, into the genetic material of carrier called as vector. Examples of vector include bacteria, yeast cells, viruses or plasmids, which are small DNA circles carried by a bacteria. After the gene is inserted, the vector is placed in the laboratory condition that prompt it into the multiply, resulting in the gene being copied many times. It is a very useful technique.
Actually, there are many aspects of gene cloning. There are both the good and bad aspects of gene cloning.
As far as I have known, it helps us in many ways, like clones of superior breeding animals used to produce healthier offspring. Animal cloning offers great benefit to consumers, farmers, and endangered species. Cloning allows farmers and ranchers to elicit the reproduction of their most productive livestock in order to better produce safe and healthy food. Cloning doesn't need to involve making a whole new person. It removes the barrier of infertility. It could extend human life capabilities. Biological child could be born to same-gender couples. It could restore balance of families. The result of society would be unpredictable.
Although there are many good aspects of this technique, there are also some bad aspects as well. It has been reported that there are some adverse health effects in sheep and other mammals that have been cloned. These include an increase in birth size and a variety of defects in vital organs such as the liver, brain, and heart. Other consequences include premature aging and problems with the immune system. The process is not entirely safe and accurate. It is regarded as unethical and the probability of abuse is very high. Some of the other bad aspects are it is not fully developed. It interfaces with nature. It can bring forth a reduced sense of individuality. It might be used for exploitation.
Gene cloning has both good and bad aspects, but if we use it in a bad way, there will be bad aspects, and if we use it in a good way, then there will be good aspects.
Isn't cloning illegal in other countries?
Yes, it is illegal in some countries.
Yeah, and you know, human cloning is also illegal.
So now, can anyone tell me the effects of animal cloning in agriculture?
Sir, animal cloning is a good idea in one condition, but it also has bad effects. The birth size also increases after cloning. There is a low chance to have more living time for it because it can't adopt the whole thing at once.
Yes, Sainka is correct. Also, the child gets effect on the adult generation. It has a bad effect on the welfare of animals after another animal is cloned. It has a bad effect on their organs. It is said after cloning the organs get weak. It causes problem in the immune system which creates many complications in animals. Plants also could get affected due to it and can produce a negative impact on agriculture sector.
Okay, now I got that.
I think gene cloning is good because it helps weak animals, can be used to cure rare genetic diseases, and also there are many pros to it.
Aryan, how could you say that? Do you forget the cons? How does gene cloning affect?
Oh, now stop it. I think they are good also but bad also. What do you all think about it?
Yes, I also think so, because we all know many pros and cons of it.
Despite many cons, there are many applications of this technique and no one can deny that. Are you familiar with those things, particularly how it can be useful in the sector such as medicine, economy, agriculture, etc.?
So let's talk about the application area of gene cloning in the economic sector as well as medicine. From the medical sector, also the economy of a nation can be increased. The animals that are really already extinct can be formed again, and the people will rate it in a huge amount, which means an increase in economy. For example, by cloning the mango, it also can be grown in the winter season, and the people will prefer to eat in the winter and pay for eating, which means a development in economics.
I would prefer to talk about gene cloning for agriculture sectors. Clones allow farmers to upgrade the overall quality of their herds by providing more copies of the best animal in the herd. These animals are then used for conventional breeding, and the sexually produced offspring becomes the food-producing animals. Some of this is natural and some result from selective breeding.
Also, some of the tax is added to the GMO products, and the added tax will directly goes to the government. So like this, it could indirectly benefit the political sector. After conducting the gene cloning process, the nation will be in profit, and all the credit goes to the government of the nation.
So, Chrisma, can you tell me how human cloning will help us in the future? What is your take on this?
In the future, therapeutic cloning will bring enhanced possibilities for organ transplantation, nerve cells and tissues healing, and other health benefits. Overall, I think it is a very useful and exciting technology. It could help the patient with rare, incurable genetic diseases. It has some drawbacks as well. However, if we use this technique with caution and in an ethical way, it could benefit humanity.
Oh, I have an interesting question. Do you know what would happen if we start cloning humans?
That would be a huge thing, isn't it?
Absolutely. Scientists fear that the process of cloning humans will result in even higher failure rates. Not only does the cloning process have a low success rate, but the viable clone also suffers an increased risk of serious genetic malformation, cancer, or shortened lifespan. However, it could potentially be beneficial in the medicine sectors.
That sounds scary and interesting at the same time. The thought of human cloning could be done in near future is driving me crazy. I wanted this discussion to never end. However, due to the time limit, we need to conclude our session for today.
I am also feeling the same, since I get to learn so many things.
Okay, so after a great discussion, we came to the conclusion that cloning has both good and bad aspects. However, if we use science for the betterment of human lives, it is always a good thing. I think this is it for today. We would like to call it a day for now. However, we promise we will bring more interesting and new topics again in the next episode. And also, we would like to show our gratitude to our school, our friends Brishti Jaiswal and Bhupendra Pratap Singh for their guidance and support. And please don't forget to wear a mask and wash your hands regularly. Thank you everyone. Stay home, stay safe.
हुदिनामा कहिले दियो जिम्मेवारी र
सृजनशीलताको नौलो आयाम, नवीन विषय, नवीन प्रस्तुति। कार्यक्रम नवोदय संगालो, सृजनशील विद्यार्थीहरूको आवाज।
मात्र रेडियो मकवानपुर 101.3 मेगाहर्ट्जमा हरेक शुक्रबार साँझ 7 बजे।